They're snapping me! Maybe that's fine. Ryan's pretty good. Should have snapped back to begin with. Snap back for the shit. If your opponent snaps, it counts for you in a game with a snap still. Give me Zen Grief. Thanks for giving me 5 years of subs. It's a long time. Welcome back. What do I think? Do I just load it up? Do I load it up or do I put more points here? I kind of want more points here, I think. This gives them a chance to get it too. All right, should have loaded it up. I get it. I understand. This means I can't reality stone the dream dimension, though. Am I okay with that? I think I'm okay with that. Them not being able to play Modok is good, and Cosmoing them in the center seems ideal. Especially if they're not going to be able to Modok, Cosmoing them center seems like it's going to... Oh my god, I did the order wrong. It's early, gamers! It's early. And then next turn, we will Reality Stone Necrotia to something else. Create Toxinator to take the weekend off. I didn't do all of the missions over the weekend, but I did most of them. Is it this? I think it's this. I could also leave the shield here, and it's only one less over here. And it would give me 2 more in the middle. I think I'm into that. Can someone tell me what I'm missing about Toxie, or is she one of the worst cards ever printed? I don't think she's remotely one of the worst cards ever printed, but she's probably not very good, no. Go. Solid first W to start the day. Toxie is probably, unfortunately, another in our laundry list of cards that have been too weak to really have an impact. I had a 10-minute rambly-ish video that I posted on the Hooglandia Snap channel over this weekend talking about how I think Marvel Snap could stand to have a little bit more power creep. I'm gonna do the Mind Stone here to try and fish up Reality Stone to reset Adelan. Perfection. Whew, that's so good for us. So this will cost 2 next turn, so I'll get to go Reality Stone plus Mockingbird. Perfect. Oh, you know what? I should Reality Stone this turn because I'm breaking a draw now, yeah? Early morning Thanos sequencing chat. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger. Do I Goliath now instead? Because Mockingbird will be free later. No, I think I play the Mockingbird now because I really don't want a rock from Eternity range. It would be bad for me. So I think I'm punting the left. And then my Thanos is active. So because my Thanos is active, I think I play the speed into the Mockingbird path. Oh, shoot. That steals priority. I don't have the option to try and Cosmo them now. Is this deck better with Captain America or Speed? I mean, look at this board. Captain America would just be 3 points on it, right? I think Captain America is like a... I think Captain America is like a serviceable speed replacement if you're missing him for budgetary reasons, but fairly confident that speed is optimal. I think it's just this. Do I need the extra points here? Maybe I don't. Is this better? I think this might be better actually, yeah. They haven't discarded Apocalypse or anything, so I think I just want the most points here. It could actually, you know what, it could be right. Just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is less actually, yeah. I think it's this. I think it's this. Oh wow, am I gonna get in trouble? Ooh, that was close. I forgot how big Scored was, and that they had 7 energy. Almost cooked. Cube donor, thank you for the 26 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, we want our missions, our games with a snap. Lovely. Comic Cave, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. I appreciate that support. Good morning, good morning. Is Strange Supreme a must-get for a Thanos user? Very likely, yeah. Thanos and Clog are going to be the two decks that Strange Supreme is really good at. Can we win this coin flip, chat? It's a huge 50-50 here. So the 50-50 here is who has priority. We each have exactly 7 points on the board, so it's random who gets it. So we won the random because our nameplate is highlighted in gold and theirs is not. So our cards flip first, so our Cosmos gonna block them over here. Marvel Snap before the dog flips up here and ruins their day. They'll be able to Killmonger the X-23 out here still, but Wolverine's going to be stuck on the left. If you're only missing Strange Supreme from a cache, is it optimal to wait for stat packs before trying to pull for him? Yep, stat packs are going to make things cheaper to pull. What's your take on grinding events, Deadpool Diner, Sanctum, and High Voltage? I found this one to be the least grindy. So, I think from a pure numbers perspective, High Voltage is objectively the least grindy of the game modes that they run in terms of total amount of game time needed to get the rewards. However, there's two big asterisks with it's the least grindy. The first big asterisk is the prizes are worse for High Voltage than they are those other game modes. The second is that High Voltage requires you log in 3 times per day in specific timing windows to not lose value. For example, I was making a point to do High Voltage over the weekend, but just realistically, I never have time to play video games between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. my time, which is when one of the rollovers is, and I just lose a third of the volts I get every day because I can't warp my gameplay around when Marvel Snap is trying to dictate to me when I need to play the game to engage with the game mode. So it's annoying that the way it's structured, I have to care basically. I think in general it's really predatory and awful when any of these for starters, any timer inside of games like this, regardless of how long, is predatory. But I think it's extra offensive when a timer in a game like Marvel Snap is less than 12 hours. I think demanding your players adjust their sleep schedule potentially to not miss out on the thing in your game is obnoxious. And high voltage definitely is obnoxious in that way. It's like, Jeff, if you actually want to engage with this, you're gonna have to lose sleep or change how you sleep. Whoop, whoop. That. Yeah. What do you think of Infinity Ultron? I think Infinity Ultron is one of the worst Marvel Snap cards to release in a long time, and I'm genuinely surprised it released with stats as bad as they allowed it to release with. Well, so much for Mockingbird, eh?
What a game!
I think I do this. I just hope that they're not playing for here, or hope that they're not playing for the center. Can someone explain to me why and how China has a different Marvel Snap? So the Chinese government requires any games that are work in China have a partner in China to release there. And it's very common for games like Marvel Snap to have their Chinese partner work on the game that they work on. So basically, my understanding of Second Dinner's relationship with Marvel Snap China is they're basically just giving them the assets that they've made for Marvel Snap, and then NetEase, who is the manager of Marvel Snap in China, does what they want with them and develops on it from there. So they basically have a separate dev team that just like has everything the Second Dinner team has already done as a baseline. With the really unfortunate part of that whole thing being that apparently it's not easy for them to backport any differences that the China team makes. So for people who don't keep up on international Snap news, for lack of a better term, Marvel Snap's China version has things like draft mode fully implemented already, and it also has like replays inside of the client. It has a bunch of features many of us have been asking for in regular Marvel Snap for forever. I would love to make Thanos cost 4. Thank you for asking. Frasiana, thank you for the over year and a half. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is draft mode like Hearthstone Arena? Yeah, some similarities to that. Yes. China makes their own cards. So I haven't seen any cards from the China version that are different from the US version, but they have them in different timelines. Like I saw a screenshot that had like some current versions of cards from the US and some older versions of cards from the US. It has like pre-nerf Loki and Goliath and some stuff like that. But it also has current versions of some others. Multiverses are real. Yeah, basically that. Free Thanos for me. Thanks, Gamer. I guess we gave them a free 12 power thing as well, so that's only fair. That's true. All right, and I think it's just like Dazzler into Spectrum area. Ship it. We're not stoned. We're not stoned. That's fine. With Limbo, we don't need the extra energy copium. Discard this one. Thank you. It's nice to see Broads taking requests today. Can Sasquatch work instead of Mockingbird? Absolutely not. You build up Mockingbird slowly over the course of the game. You could probably play these decks without Mockingbird, but you definitely shouldn't replace her with Sasquatch. If you're missing any cards in this deck list, you should be subbing them out for different ongoing tools. Luke Cage and Mobius, probably like the top of the list for things you would want to substitute in. We are vibing on Killmongerable 1-drops for the time being, I think. Sweet. We can play them all out now.
Definitely need to change my underwear.
We were ridiculing YouTube justly earlier, so it's probably only fair to riff on Twitch when they deserve it as well. But yeah, Twitch's notification system is actual hot dog water. The number of times I've heard people say something along the lines of my Twitch notifications just turned themselves off effectively is just like way too high. So they lost their copy of Death to Sokovia, but they have a big Deadpool right now, and I assume there's a null lurking in one of these two unknown cards. This might be a game we gotta bail out of. Oh, that was not a Stode. Assuredly, this never wins the game. You think they're gonna Zola as their last card? Probably. Yeah, I guess we'll retreat later.
Escape.
I don't think there's a reason to give up 4 cubes here. Man, it's been a while since we've played, like, an actual full Conquest. I forgot how long these things are. Spread our points out here to try and gain priority to grab with Cosmo. Oh, baby, that's a good one. Lovely, lovely. Let's see if they sniff out the dog here or not. They did? Smart. Them getting Killmonger used up is also good for us, though. Do I want to get Sam Wilson down this turn? So give me 6 next turn. I'm gonna have 6 next turn regardless. Just how do I want to spend my energy? I think it's this. So that way next turn, if I draw another stone, I could go Dazzler, Sam, Stone, Stone. I think it's this. Oh, shoot. I missed on the extra energy. Which means I can't Time Stone and Thanos. I think this wins the game a lot of the time. They didn't play for the location I put the most points into at all. Which is not good for us. Okay, they're kind of playing for it. We're good here. Right, I'm putting the left of the center.
My underwear.
Yeah, clean. How does the Red Wing bundle stack up if I'm missing the card in the currency? It's a decent currency rate bundle on its own, so if you're missing the card too, it's very reasonable. Is Speed a good grab? Speed is a generically good Marvel Snap card. So it depends on what your definition of a good grab is. Alright, we are 2-0 in this Conquest. This deck's feeling very reasonable. We're going to take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts roll. For people who are new here, I always take a brief break from gameplay while we do that so you don't have them interrupting the games that we're all hanging out and talking about. So thanks everybody for chilling. Don't go to, we're going to have an extra long stream for drops that are live today. Thanks for chilling. If you're watching on the YouTube side, consider tap the like button on the live stream. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps the content reach some more people. I appreciate the 45 folks that did that already this morning. Do you think with Glenn reducing his time on snap, do you think this is a signal that Second Dinner is moving the game to the back seat to make room for more top devs to work on their new project? I don't believe there was a confirmation that Glenn was spending less time on snap. I believe that is an extrapolation that you're making. Glenn made a comment to the effect that someone else was taking over as lead balance dev on snap. But that doesn't mean that Glenn is moving off of it necessarily. Yeah, that's not what Glenn said. That's you imparting your feelings and adding an interpretation to something that wasn't. You're adding context that wasn't there. Sylv, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back, appreciate it. Mercaroon, thank you for the brand new primer. Good morning, good morning. Appreciate you pushing us up towards our subscriber goal with a couple of Jeffrey Bezos dollary dues. It's nice to be able to sit here and pedal while I work, but it really doesn't hit quite the same as being able to actually ride outside. Got my first 10-mile ride in outdoors of the season last week, and it was really nice. Why is there a reason to be doom and gloom around things with Snap? Like, maybe if you personally aren't feeling it, you need a break, like, more power to you. But, like, I'm super optimistic for the future with the upcoming economy changes rolling out. Especially the fact that they're hitting the goal on getting the economy changes to roll out on April 29th as opposed to having to wait till June. Like, that's great. I'm genuinely looking forward to running all of the numbers. Running all of the numbers for the new economy update and seeing how they shake out. My gut is that they're going to be very good for the player side. What kind of bike are you riding on in the meat space? I don't remember. I went over to the bike shop last year and bought something nice. So it wasn't like the most expensive thing possible, but it also wasn't cheap. The local bike shop let me just take a bunch of different bikes out of the store and ride them around the block a few times each to figure out which one I enjoyed sitting on, which was nice. It's funny in a sad sort of way how much Conquest is skewed by the existence of Alliance missions. Like, as someone whose ladder rank is regularly high infinite, I can't remember the last time I played against Destroy. And now this is our second Destroy opponent in... This is our second Destroy opponent in 2 matches. People are hoping Destroy comes back so strong. I don't think that's remotely it. I think it's just like the most efficient place to get all your missions done. No, I don't think collection level is a factor at all because you regularly get down pairs into lower collection levels on the Snap ladder. Destroy's just not a very good deck in terms of performance, but people play it to get missions done here. I think I need Thanos on the left. Sub 101 is an introductory course on how to spend money at the same place for almost 8.5 years in a row. Thank you for the eternity, Marty. I appreciate the 101 months. Welcome back. That's a long time. I commissioned new Twitch alerts for the longtime subscribers, and unfortunately this person has ghosted me after I paid them for getting half the work done, so I think I'm gonna have to file a PayPal dispute and try and find someone else. So annoying. Slam Potato, thank you for the half a year. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Good morning, good morning. I think Quantum Tunnel favors us. I'm gonna snap here on one. I also just don't want to play 800 games against. Destroy here. I think it's just this. Which means they'll get to draw a card from here next turn too, but I think that's fine. I just want to keep flipping through things on the Quantum Tunnel. We roll into like a Wiccan, it'd be pretty good. Is it this? And this costs me 2 next turn, so I'll be able to go Joaquin, Timestone, Mockingbird, I think. Gaber, thank you for the 1.5 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good night, my sweet Carnage.
Victory.
Slow grind. Take it easy.
Destiny will arrive.
The lack of Luke Cage in this deck is really unfortunate. That's what I wish. Someone was asking about a replacement for speed earlier, and Luke Cage is definitely first in line for ongoing cards this deck wishes it could play. I think I'm just playing all of these out without Joaquin. Is it Killmonger? Sabretooth, interesting. This is active, right? That's why he's shining. Has Joaquin Torres been good in this deck list? Not really. He's kind of a trash card. The downside to wicketing this turn is they could be killmongering me, and then I can't Mockingbird next turn, but I think I want to get Wicked down. Yeah. That landing there is very good for them, too. Didn't Thanos decks used to play Mobius? I mean, Thanos has been in a lot of generically good stuff type decks over the years. And what's his name? Mobius, and Mobius is frequently a generically good card. Honestly, I'm just gonna mute this opponent and probably just play this game out to its completion. I'm bored of playing against Destroy. I would like a different opponent, please. I'd love to draw our last stone here. We did not. Alright, so we're cooked to null then. I don't think there's any way around that. If I would have drawn Time Stone, we would have been able to... If I would have drawn Time Stone, we would have been able to Thanos contest the Venom on the right. Speed middle's pretty big. Rats. Obi! Thanks for the entire year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think we'll try some more Conquest, but hopefully there's a little bit more variety than people just doing Alliance missions, because that's really kind of lame. We traded out all of our Scream opponents for a bunch of Destroy here, potentially. We'll see. So far our sample size is only 3. Very, very small. At least the queue times haven't been too terrible. Even the last one popped relatively quickly. I complimented the queue times on not being bad, so naturally we're about to get an infinite queue time. Has Snap reiterated on events like Avengers versus X-Men? They haven't. In fact, they communicated that those events were too much work to be worthwhile the return they felt like they got from them. So they called those imbalance patches when they did them, and they won't be coming back in the future, unfortunately. Which is sad. I really like them as well. I thought they were really well done. All right, we need any 1-drop or 2-drop here in order to have the Wicked on curve. Can I get a stone? Joaquin Torres. Easy snap on Joaquin, gamers. It's been a while since I played against someone sub 1,000. Wow, that's rude. Another location where I wish Lucas was around. Have you tried the Bazaar? I don't really play off-stream games that don't have mobile clients. Like 99% of my off-stream gaming time is done on my cell phone or my PlayStation 5. So if a game doesn't work on either of those, I just don't really consider it an option. So I just need to make sure I beat Ultron on either side. Is that possible? Ultron will be 16 here, and he'll be 12 here. If I do this, Goliath is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 6, which puts me to 14, which puts me to 18. Yeah, this beats Ultron left and right. They play it in the center. Lamarian, thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh my goodness! I miscounted the right. Oh, I miscounted the right and I lost the breaker. I miscounted the right. Shout out to the gamers asking me why I didn't do something else. You heard me count it up and say we beat it, and then I missed on. The Ultron bots being base 2 is a memory tax I miss. Just wasn't a thing last time I was playing a bunch of Marvel Snap. And just the card does not see enough play now for me to get it back into my counting. Holy Christ, gamers.
Destiny will arrive.
Jeff, instead of making a mistake, would it not have been better to not make a mistake? Yeah, basically Twitch chat. It's so funny. Like, literally hear me count it out, doesn't issue any correction on the counting out, and then armchair quarterbacks after the fact. Just average chatters, really. Infinity Ultron is not a playable Marvel Snap card. The numbers on that card are atrocious and not competitive. Think we're making Thanos cheaper. I want a Cosmo here, because Jace is probably a Gwenpool deck that they wouldn't mind playing here. acid arrow would be good to stop on the right as well. Yeah, that's a good call out. All right, that makes our Mockingbird free. Reality Stone makes the Thanos big as well. Is it this? This doesn't make the Thanos big. It gives me a good amount of points everywhere. I think it's this. It gives me +4 on the right. Because they might bail out of the right, seeing how many stones I have. I just didn't play for the left, which is a reason to play the 2 stones there instead. Radioactive Cloud, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. It's actually been a minute since we played against Jace, but people are confused about the opponent's deck. They're playing the Golden Girl Schemers. They have all gold splits. I think Crackle on all of their female characters in their deck. They have the gold sparkly border. For folks hanging out for drops today, you'll be able to get them all done here on this channel if you hang out all day. Keep in mind that if you're not going to have time to get them all done today, this drop cycle is much faster than we usually have. We are only going to have 3 days of drops this time around. So they're going to be done Thursday afternoon. Little over 3 days. And here, we'll be able to grab the Ant Maze bonus and then Reality Stone the Ant Maze so they don't get it, which is lovely. Do you have to subscribe to get drops? You absolutely do not. You don't even have to do them all here. Three days of drops after Easter, tinfoil hat is on. That's true, you know. Bettis, thank you for the 50 months. Appreciate the Hawaii 5-0. Alright, so Thanos is nice and stoned. Damn it, Marvel Snap! Oh, I think it buggered out because of Power Stone on the Citadel. Is what happened there. Disconnects are inevitable. Yep. No! I think they're still cooked, yeah? I think they're still cooked. I'm sad I don't get to play my Blue Marvel, but I believe they are still thoroughly baked. Oh, wow. She is a lady. Oof. My poor sandcastle.
There shall be set right.
Hey, we're gonna make this the game. They might be able to beat me on filling this. We'll see though. I think I want to put a bunch of stats here. I also really like putting a bunch of my ongoing stats protected into the raft. How many volts do you get from drops? It doesn't say 750. It does say it is 750. I'll always be somewhat impressed with the confidence with which people will deliver factually incorrect information. Just like, it's free 99 just to be like, I don't know. Giganto! Do I want to try and play for the left? They won't expect it. He gives us 30 over there. I think I like it. I could be wrong, though. We could just be safe enough in the center that I shouldn't give them a chance to beat me on the right. Yeah, it's probably wrong. I'm probably supposed to play big on the right. Oh, I forgot about the Marvel bonus, too. I'm gonna get Enchantress again. No, just Sage. Coolio. Both of us getting functional cards off the raft. I thought that was cheating. This deck was very reasonable. Small mistake in the Ultron game on a miscount. This is gonna come as a shock to some of you at home, but I would wager Joaquin Torres is probably not very good here. The number one, whenever I play an ongoing deck that I net deck, I'm always shocked when it doesn't include this card. I really just feel like he's such a good ongoing effect. It's so powerful. So yeah, definitely cut Joaquin for Luke Cage. This archetype is pretty forgiving to missing cards in general. You basically just want to like substitute for things of similar energy costs. Like in reality, Thanos is the only like absolutely must-have card in this deck. Because like Spectrum's the other must-have card, and everybody gets her for free, right? So if you're missing any of the other higher series stuff in here, you want to kind of keep the energy costs the same so you can like get stuff on the board for Spectrum to power up. But like Arbor, Mobius, Mobius, Gorgon, like there's a ton of other good 2 and 3 energy ongoing cards that you could easily substitute in for any of these higher series cards you might be missing. And this core is super reasonable. Speaking of things that are super reasonable, we always take a brief break from playing games here while the adverts roll, because I think it's super rude when those pop up in the middle of it. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. I appreciate everybody hanging out today. Don't go anywhere. You're going to be able to get all of your Marvel Snap drops done here in Hoaglandia today. If you're watching on the YouTube side, don't forget to poke over to Twitch at some point and get some freebies for Marvel Snap. Also consider tapping the like button while you're watching on YouTube.